you've always come back and performed. You've always come back and done.
Yes.
You did Lollapalooza, I think, a couple of times. And you've done festivals. It's not like you ever went away. What I am interested to know is why you've chosen now to record new material.
Because Josh was available.
I've worked with him since '96, but there was years where we might only play a gig or two. You know what I mean? Like, the first thing I did with him was a gig at the Sundance Film Festival, like in January or February '96, and then we did 2 weeks of Lollapalooza that summer, and then nothing for a year, and then we did 2 weeks of Lollapalooza '97, and then, but it's really been the last 3-4 years that, like, we've done things like a 2.5-week tour of Europe.
So Devo is really about to run on all 5 cylinders for the first time in a long, long time. And it just seemed right because after the rape and pillage of the last 8 years of this culture, things are devolved. I don't think there's any argument about that. What the state we find ourselves in, I don't think anybody here would really believe if somebody showed you in 1985 a crystal ball and said, "Here, look at 2009, kids." Nobody'd believe it. So de-evolution is arguably real. And who better to come back and participate than Devo?
We haven't really talked about the politics of Devo, but clearly that's a big motivation in what's happening right now.
Well, we're hearing a lot of music we like stylistically, and by a lot of people who say they're influenced by Devo. Really, music recently is really heartening. I really like a lot of it. It's better than like the last 15 years to me. What's going on, but it's all style, and what I hear missing is Devo content. I mean, there are a lot of people up sing a lot more notes than us and play a lot more notes than us. And, are young and handsome, but they don't have Devo material, content-wise. So we're bringing that back, because we were always known for having some type of irony, some kind of biting satire, some kind of message about, healthy disregard for illegitimate authority and thinking for yourself in a world full of clones and sheep. And that's missing again. I don't hear it, so we're here to provide that.
Tell us, so there's 2 parts of the question. One is recording the new songs. Tell us about the new songs. And then the second part of the question is, how are you going to release these songs?
Well, we did it at Mark's studio, Mutato Musica. We went into Studio B. There'd be 1 of us, 2 of us, 3 of us, sometimes 4 of us, and every day, and would just collaborate on things in a non-hierarchical way, and just the way we used to work, where we'd pick something that excited everybody. And so if nobody thought it sucked, that was the one we were going to work on. And we did that until we had a large body of work, 18 or 20 songs, and then narrowed it down to the ones we like best to work on and pursue. So we're about halfway through a record now. I mean, if you think about a CD being 12 or so songs. And that's not really that important about the CD and any of that. What is important is the second part of Nick's question, which Mark and all of us talk about constantly, and that is some innovative, creative way of distributing that music in the landscape that we all see today out there, where the old paradigms are imploded and there's no sure thing in place to replace it. But it's made all of us excited about, well, you could do anything, and we have all kinds of ideas, and we're not just talking about it. We're trying to act upon it, and so you might be seeing some things that from Devo that are kind of unexpected coming up around the corner.
Maybe a box of 12 suppositories. Each one's a different song.
Right, but you can hear them only when you use the suppository. Kind of like the Hasbro toothbrush that has to sit on your gums.
Are you going to release these songs, in batches? Is that the idea?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So the traditional album form has gone by the wayside, and I guess you pretty much accept that.
There'll be an album at the end of it, I guess.
Right. But it's not like you're making a body of work that you would release and say, this is
Right, and for 2 weeks you make a lot of noise, and then
Go
after
away.
that, then hopefully it's still swimming.
Right. Is there a tour underway? A more
Well, this show that we're doing here is a way to tell all the people in the music world that are interested that Devo's back in a serious way, and it's a work in progress. You're going to hear new songs. You're going to see new video elements and staging. Where it's a work in progress, and we tend to finish that further, and have it maybe be a big long show that we can do in the fall.